sisters.
And the time for every purpose under a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. Through everything, there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven.
Good morning, fellow mourners. My name is Elizabeth Shearer, elder sister of Mary. I would regard her as my baby sister, as I am 8 years her senior. We were born 8 siblings from the family of Ernest Karooro and Victoria Kenjeya, 4 girls and 4 boys. Now we are only 3. Mary and I were very close. We did almost everything together and protected each other. As most speakers have eulogized her, she was a prolific writer and a woman of many firsts. She was indeed a very special individual. Coming to this element called sarcoidosis, which snatched her life in her prime years, it has been proved that life begins at 70. It's a chronic disease which she has lived with for over 15 years. It is incurable, but you can live with it. The first time it manifested itself, she went to South Africa and later to Nairobi. On both these occasions, it was not diagnosed. It was on the 3rd time in South Africa that they took a biopsy from her lung and knew that it was sarcoidosis. The 4th time it attacked her, she was treated in Dubai. On all the occasions, it was managed. Fair mourners, the attack which crushed her recently was a vicious one. Within no time, she went to hospital and was put on oxygen, which never before was the case. She was referred to Nakasero Hospital, which eventually changed the nostril-administered oxygen to the mask. One morning when I came to see her, as was the routine, when I opened the door halfway, I saw her eyes out of their sockets, and with a weak voice said she could not breathe properly. I quickly went and looked for the doctors, who rushed her for a CT scan. Thereafter, she was taken to HDU. After 5 days in this facility, I was woken up at 1:20 a.m. with a call from the doctor on duty. She said they were going to change her treatment and that they were going to sedate her. She also added Nell scribbled a note to her to call and tell me that she was exhausted. I rushed to the hospital and to find they had already intubated her. That was the last communication I had with my baby sister. Now, who is going to tell us folk tales? Forgive me, Mary, I was not able to protect you this time. It's a painful farewell till we meet again. I would like to thank His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda, Right Honorable Amama Mbabazi, Right Honorable Hakana Rugonda and his wife Jocelyn, Haj Basaja Baraba, Mrs. Joy Ibara, for their contributions towards Mary's health. I also thank the many friends and relatives of hers who visited her in the hospital. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
They called me JP Migua, and this was my young sister, Karooro Okurut. I thank the bishop and the clergy, the government, the ministers, the retired MPs, etc., and my fellow mourners. I am here to speak on behalf of the family, but most important, to speak on behalf of myself, as I know and as I have observed Karooro Okurut. Karooro Businje was born, I do believe, maybe around 1953. Me, I was born in 1949. I was 4 years older than her. What we're going through is no easy task. And I will quote few people because Karooro Okurut was an international playwright. Ngugi wa Thiong'o recently died in the United States. And he was brought back, I think, in Kenya to be buried. He wrote a book. And he said a few words. And he said, there is no easy task. He is to go wearing Omhuruturuzo, Maraka, Ngataye. He wrote a book, an international book, and he said there was no easy task. What we have gone through in the last 3 weeks, while Karooro Okurut was sick, was no easy task up to now. But I will be brief. Man is destined for 3 ceremonies when they are born. 1, when they are born crying because this world is not easy, as science has proven it, and the biblical facts have demonstrated. That birthday is supposed to be celebrated. Heaven dictates it. 2, the second ceremony is marriage. When she got married to Okurut, I'm the one who gave, and we celebrated that. And we were waiting for the 3rd occasion. The 3rd occasion, we are starting it now. We started it in Nairobi. I was also there in the ICU, about 15 machines monitoring, and they failed. But let me talk again about the life of Mary. Mary's name is Businje. Yeah, forget the Karooro. Karooro was his father. Forget the Kanyansi, this was the grandfather. But her names are Mary Businje. Now, I talk about 2 things. Mary, Today is Maria's Day internationally, according to biblical facts and scientific proof. Today, the 16th of when? The June of August is Maria's Day. So without wasting time spiritually, she's in heaven. Don't ask yourself why. And again, according to biblical fact, immediately after you die, judgment, you don't go there because it's a free will, right? She's there. Now we come to life again on earth. That is procedure. Our father was a little bit visionary. He could see a little bit far. Where he started, nobody knows. But the name was Businje. Businje interpreted, I don't know, English kare. Businje means peace. I was traveling the world. I had my own problems. My first son, I called him Savannah. I had studied all the books of the world. Why did I call him Savannah? It was the biggest science in the whole world. The ancient Greeks, even if you study all and you don't study atalaxia, that is peace, you can't make it. Peace must be at the center of your heart. Otherwise, your heart gets crooked. That means all the sins. Actually, in ancient Egypt, if a man dies, there were doctors. The first thing they take out his heart, they cut that thing, they put it on the weighing scale, and if the weight is lighter than the light of a feather of a falcon, what happened? They would announce it. Businje is not a simple word. Now, what am I talking about? Because we don't have time. All her life, me, JP Migua, I have observed it. When she started my career, I'm the one who advised her. I said, what are you doing here? Because she would tell me she has no money. I said, but if there is no money, what are you doing here? Because my children are going to grow up and find you here doing here and looking for money, and you don't get it. Get out of here! I told her. And that's how she started her political career through, I don't know, Kaziuke, then Museveni, then State House, then what, then politics, then Mushenji, etc. Even the famous writer, I have a writer myself. I'm a publisher. East African Literature Bureau, East African Community in Nairobi. I was there writing books. Not the Wakataba, all the, but I don't know who her father, everything. You know, I would tell her, Nere, like this, like Sylvia. Sylvia, they know Mary better than me. You talk to them like this lady. Beautiful lady, she has gone to heaven. For us, we shall continue the legacy, no matter at what level. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle JP. He's a poet, so that's how he speaks, and is a product of Umbala High School. And those wondering who the Japanese lady is, that's his wife. She joined our family in 1979, and she knows how to mingle millet, do shawe, milk, and everything. Thank you, Auntie Hasuku. Now, if you open the booklet on